Alright guys, so today we're doing a Supreme suspension install. So it's pretty much just spacers, 3-inch spacers that we're going to put on this Toyota 4Runner. Alright, so this is what's in the box. It comes with some stickers, of course. It looks like a air freshener and a bottle opener. And then this is, what is this, spacer?
For the coil on the back.
So this is for the rear coils. And another rear spacer. I have no idea what these are.
It's the spacer for the front coilovers.
The spacer for the front coilovers. Beats me, but we're gonna install it. So we have no idea what we're doing. He might know what we're doing, but I have no idea what we're doing today.
Alright, drop it down.
Oh yeah. So right now he's removing the skid plate off the bottom of the 4Runner. There it is. There we go.
Come on.
Yep. This thing's heavy as fuck. What the hell? What are we doing right here?
We need to disconnect the brake and then take off the sway bar, and you might have to drop the sway bar, the whole sway bar, because you have to take this whole coil out. Disconnect the top upper control arm, and then disconnect the ball joint. So we're just gonna take this off, and then this pops out. And then the top 3 bolts for the coilover, and then the bottom bolt for the coilover. It comes right out, and then add the spacer in on top, and then you just bolt it back in, and you're finished.
All right. So we just disconnected the sway bar link that's connected to the, what is this thing called?
Control arm?
This, not a control arm. That's a control arm?
Honestly, I don't really care.
Whatever it's called, don't really know, but disconnected it. So now we're gonna remove the ball joint. There you go.
You need the big mallet. You need the big mallet. Pop it.
After banging this up a little bit, finally popped the ball joint out.
Of the
I don't know what the fuck that's called.
upper control arm.
So, alright, so after hitting it a little bit, we finally got the ball joint loose. Now we're just gonna hang it up so the caliper doesn't fly down and pull any of the other brake lines. Alright, so that's the shock right there, getting the bolt removed. After we drop the sway bar out of the way, we got more room. So now we're just removing the bolt and getting that shit out of here. I'm gonna drop it. Alright, so when this thing focuses, we got the bolt out of the bottom of the shock. Now we're just getting it loosened up at the top of it. Look at that. So we're just gonna remove the shock out of there, and then that's all I know.
And we're gonna add the spacer.
Then we're gonna add the spacer.
And reinstall everything. Oh,
then reinstall everything back again, except for the sway bar. Okay, so we gotta do the other side.
Yeah, we gotta do that first before we install everything permanently.
This is the handyman right here.
That's Gucci. Okay, now the hard one.
And the hardest bolt is, of course, in the very, very, very back of this. Alright, so we got out the shock out of there. This is what we got going on inside. So there was a bolt way, 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 way in the back right here. Once it focuses. Right here. One right here. And another one right there. So there we go, there's everything removed to get the shock out.
Holy shit.
So we're taking a wire brush and cleaning out all the threads for the bolts on top. Just cleaning it up a little bit. So what's going on top, the spacers. So, just there's an eye. There you go. So what we're doing is adding a little Loctite to the bolts that we're attaching to the top of it, so we know we have a nice tight fit.
Oh, and you don't want your suspension to come loose when you're
yeah,
driving.
of course you don't want your suspension to come out, so apply some Loctite.
Don't get the red stuff. You don't need the red stuff. It's too strong.
Oh, you heard it here.
Because the red stuff is it's not meant to come off. So if you get 242 thread locker, it's removable and it will hold it really tight and it won't come off with vibrations and stuff. But if you want to take it off, you can take it off. Tight.
There we go.
Oh, there's the spacer.
First spacer on.
Oh, I wish they were the same size.
Of course they're not the same size, because nothing's the same size on Toyota parts.
Well,
Alright, so we ran into a problem where we couldn't get the strut spring thing back in, so we had to go buy this spring compression kit that compresses the spring. So we got it up in there finally. With the pain in the ass, I recommend getting that and getting it on there before you put the strut back inside. So now we're assembling the driver's side again. It's taken longer than we expected, so yeah, let's finish it.
alright.
There it is, installed on the driver's side. A little banged up in here, but Gotta get it in. So all you gotta do, finish on this side, is reattach the sway bar. And make sure all the bolts are tightened down before we put the wheels back on. So moving on to the next side. Gonna remove everything again. So well, we got the passenger side out. Took us literally like 10 minutes to get this one out, compared to the other one where it took us like 20 minutes to get out. So now we're cleaning this one off a little bit. We're gonna put the next spacer on. Boy looking fresh, eating this little sandwich. Look at them glasses though.
They call me a Dexter.
They call it a Dexter. Alright, so we have compressed the springs. I don't know if we compressed it right. But yeah. I don't know if this is gonna work. It doesn't look right, but whatever. It's gonna happen. Alright, so the good old-fashioned kicking it in worked. So we just honestly just put our foot on it and kicked that bottom strut inwards. And now we're going to slide the bolt in. So who would have guessed the good old kick? Once again, after finessing that bolt back into its original spot, such a bitch, and using the spring compressor, the shock spring compressor, whatever the fuck it's called, we got it up in there. So now we're gonna put the control arms back on, upper control arm back on, and tidy it up. So all right, everything's attached. Let's go from the top, all bolted in. We got the brake lines reattached. Put the strut back in. There's that 3-inch spacer right there. Now we got to put the sway bar back on, and that'll be, the front will be complete. All finished up with the front. Put the tires back on. Oh man. Take the jack stands out. Now we gotta go jack it up a little more, get the stands out. Alright, here we go. That's it right there for the front. Alright, so now we are removing the back tires and gonna drop the back out. So this is what we got going on here. We're loosening up the, what is that, shock back here? Yeah. And everything's, the axle and everything's gonna drop, and then you add the spacers back, I'm assuming back in here.
Up on top.
Up on top. So
take off
that's what we got going on through the back. So I'll update you guys and see what the next move is. So what we got so far is we dropped the axle we lowered the axle. That's just natural from when you jack up the car, and we put our spring compressors on our springs, and then we're gonna jack the axle back up and tighten the springs and then drop it again so that the springs are compressed. And hopefully we can remove the springs just like that, because there's nothing holding these springs in. It is tightening while I jack it so that the springs compress. And I'll drop it, and then hopefully the spring will just pop out. We hope. So. Alright guys, so we're gonna update you. We got it out, so we used this, what is it called?
Bottle jack.
Bottle what?
Jack.
Bottle jack. And it pushed the axle down a little more. And now we are trying to, we got the as you can see, the spacer on the spring with the bump stop on it. So we're gonna get that shit inside, and then put the shock. We gotta take out the shock so it drops a little more. And yeah, I'll catch you when we're done. All right, guys, just a little persuasion, and we got the thing up in there. Now we're gonna remove clamps on the spring and move on to the next side. So, and I gotta go to work in like an hour or so. Let's see if I get this thing. Let's see if we get this thing done. Damn.
I'll have to do it by hand.
So what we're gonna want to do is we need to break the bolt up here at the top of the shock, and we remove the bolt down here on the bottom of the shock. So once we loosen that up, the shock will, you know, let loose, and it'll be easy to slide off. So, all right, so we're kind of idiots, but saying, I don't know, you know, it happened. So we really didn't have to remove the top bolt. We just pried it out on the bottom, and shit, it worked. So now we are gonna put the clamps on the spring and lower it. And
Do we even need to do that?
what the fuck is this? What the hell is this?
What?
This.
That's the panhard.
Oh, make sure you take the bolts out of that, because I forgot to tell you guys earlier. So, yep. Now we're gonna put those on, and once we're done with that, I'll catch up with you guys. You wanna hook me up? Hook me, Captain. Captain Hook. All right, so we're all hooked up. All right, so I just got out of the shower. I gotta head to work, but when I got back, my brother Jordan got it in. So right now he's just removing the clamps, and it looks like he had to loosen the brake line, maybe.
Loosen the brake line.
Uh-huh.
Jack up the bottleneck even higher. Removed the part of the brake lines out of the way, and then compressed. I didn't even compress it more. I just, you know, just had enough room to slip right in there with no problems. Okay, there it is. So I have to head to work. I start at 5 and it's 4:30, and I still have to drive to Hayward. So see y'all later. I think he's gonna wrap it up, and he just needs to go, you know, show you the ending and what it looks like. So, all right, guys, see y'all later. So once this tread goes away, once the tire is pretty much done, I'm gonna get bigger tires. I don't know what's on there right now. I think it's a stock tire size. Yeah, there it is. She's all finished. Super beautiful. This is probably one of the hardest installs. I mean, we did Cameron's coilovers. That took 2 days, but because we didn't really know what we were doing. But this one I kind of knew what we were doing, and it was hard work. It was definitely hard, super hard. All right, I'm gonna shoot some cinema, and then Cameron probably end it tonight.
Alright guys, so I just got home from work. It was a crazy night at work, but I hope my brother kind of showed you guys what he did and a little before and after shots, the after shots actually. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, you know the drill. Just thank you guys for all the support, and I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.